On this morning's early line, should Treasury Secretary Geithner go? Timothy Geithner has been under fire all week for his handling of the AIG bonus scandal. Last month, investors sharply criticized him for not addressing tough questions when he announced general plans for the bank rescue. And this week could make or break Mr. Geithner when specifics of the plan may be announced. Our panel this morning is Wall Street Journal columnist John Funn, Barron's Magazine senior editor Michael Santoli, and CNN's chief business correspondent Ali Velshi, author of Gimme Back My Money. Good morning to the three of you. And that is the big question of the morning, guys. So I'll put it out there for all three of you. Is he on his way out before he really gets started?
Normally the Treasury Secretary isn't the most important person in the cabinet, but absolutely right now, Timothy Geithner, and that position is the most important person to the president. They are not off to the best start with respect to this economy, and that might be because of them, and it might be because of the economy, but I think the signal that would be sent if the president were to lose his Treasury Secretary might be more serious than the signal that's being sent right now, so I wouldn't bet on it.
He find himself in August, 5 p.m. on a Friday, deciding he wants to spend more time with his family after a decent interval. But to get rid of him so quickly would be a disastrous move.
And if it were to happen, and I don't think it will, right immediately, I think I agree with John, it could happen somewhat down the road. It should not be a matter of $165 million in bonuses when the Treasury is administering multiple hundreds, billions of dollars of bailout money.
Which he was responsible for creating.
Without a doubt. So if we're going to pursue the same template that started under the Bush administration when he was at the New York Fed, then he's probably the guy to administer it at this point.
Well, you just had a chance to talk to him.
Yeah.
And I read the transcript. And let me ask you, I know you've got the special coming up on CNN, but what do you think? Having spoken with him, do you think he's doing a good job?
I think he's quite concentrated on the stuff, as Mike said, that isn't the $165 million in bonuses. That's the stuff that's dragging the government through this week. But I think Tim Geithner has the ability to understand the larger picture. The problem is, can he and the administration convey to the American public that they've got the ability and the strength to deal with the larger problem?
He has a credibility problem, starting with his tax problem, and this added to it. But I don't think Geithner should be a scapegoat. You know, remember, the real problem here was there was an amendment by Senator Snowe, a Republican, and Senator Wyden, a Democrat, to get rid of these bonuses. It was stripped out at late night in a conference committee. People from the White House were in that room. I think both Mr. Wyden and Ms. Snowe have said, we know one person at the White House who probably got rid of this. I think he should not be a scapegoat for someone further on in the administration who did this.
But unfortunately, he is the name out there right now. He's going to make an announcement to restructure the banks this week. Is this a make or break moment for him? We know what happened the last time he made a public announcement. The Dow tanks. Everyone's going to be watching this announcement. We're hearing maybe Monday, possibly Tuesday. But how big is this for him?
It's very big. It's got to be sort of detailed. He's really got to sell it to the market right now. You know, the Fed's administering this other plan to buy other types of assets. There was some disappointment that it didn't get great participation. There were lots of strings attached for investment firms participating. I think he really has to make sure he's got the right answer on this one.
AIG was the big headline this week. Do you buy his explanation?
And his explanation was that the Treasury wanted this clause in there so that people with real contracts didn't have those eliminated, because they would have then sued and the bill would have not withstood that scrutiny. I don't know that he's not telling the truth. I don't doubt that he's telling the truth. I don't know that that would have been the right reason to put a clause in there to keep the contract.
There's
People
part
break
of the
contracts
story
for
we
other
don't know
reasons.
yet. There's something we don't know yet, which is it wasn't just Treasury lawyers who had problems with this. It was somebody else.
And it's tough for people, I think the American people, to believe, well, when we're talking about so many trillions of dollars, 165 million, no one's paying attention to that. But it's when you've got to deal with the court of public opinion. It's little things like that, especially when they get out in the public like it did this week. It sends everybody off message.
You have to step back, and really the problem here in a bigger picture sense is that the government wanted to put capital in without operational control. They wanted a sort of retroactive ability to kind of dispute certain decisions, and I don't think it's workable, obviously.
Here's what the way I look at this is like when the auto CEOs took their private jets from Detroit to Washington. It really set people off the wrong way, but we did waste an entire week not getting to the issues of the auto sector, which were much more effective because we were talking about a smaller matter.
Anytime you bring government intervention to the economy, you bring the elephant into the room, the elephant brings manure with it. And this is the manure. This is the stuff that tells you you're going to have problems.
He has got so much going against him right now, from the right calling him a tax cheat at every opportunity. Can he work against this wave of negative?
His bank plan, if the markets love his bank plan, then he can recover. But the last time he went before Congress to try to explain a half-baked plan, the markets had a full negative reaction.
Your thoughts? I mean, this is one of those jobs. It seems like no one would want this job. It's such a huge mountain to climb. He did walk into a tough situation.
What we're arguing over, and has been for a while, is there's $1 trillion loss hanging out there over the banking system. Who's going to take it? Private, public, and that's not an easy question to answer for anybody.
All right, let me ask you real quick. I know we mentioned that you've got the special on CNN. When and where?
Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to get into this. We're going to discuss these things that John and Mike are talking about. Who knew what, when, who changed things. CNN's done some investigating into this with our special investigation unit, so it'll be on CNN. It's called AIG Facts and Fury because we want to stick a few facts in along with all the fury.
In talking with him, do you feel confident in what he's trying to do?
I am quite confident that he knows his job. I'm less confident that they understand that they have got to get that message out and make people confident that they know their job.
Can he execute it? That's the big question.
Yeah.
John Fahn, Michael Santoli, Ali Velshi, to the three of you, thank you all very much. We do appreciate it once again.